I'm looking for a pop here. I don't care where it goes after this, but I'm going to take this and extract it out of the market. Make sure that your execution sequence is very much set in stone. Especially if you're taking one or underneath a 1R. Is there anybody on here today that hasn't been on before? I'm looking.
Yeah, this is my first time. This is my first time actually in the room.
Alex, if you don't mind me asking, where are you from?
Louisiana.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I had a Zoom call with you years ago, just a one-on-one.
I do remember that now.
Yeah, yep,
I do remember that now.
yep. So I'm still around.
Hey, man, that's
Still kind of doing the same
that's
strategy,
wild.
just got to
I got you. Yeah, no, I do remember that. It's funny is uh, where we go to church, there's this place that moved the restaurant near where I live, and they're all, I mean, they're huge Georgia fans, but they're Cajun food. So
hmm
we'll get some beignets for the kiddos sometimes after
yeah,
church and stuff like that. But
sure.
that's funny, man. Hey, I do. Yeah, I remember that. That's wild.
Yep, still
Small
at
world.
it.
And Aaron Strudwick, welcome.
You know, I do have one question. I was watching a dome when
Yeah,
we were near Value Area High, and we just kept putting that top in at 59.10.
yep.
On the way down, um, I'm familiar with the dome and pulling and stacking and all that, and I watched your video yesterday afternoon. But what I did notice on the way down, we didn't really have any pulling on the offer or the bid. They were both firm as we were dumping. How do you read that?
There's no read mid move for me.
Okay, so you're only looking to see what it's doing as where you're looking to enter. So,
Yeah, yeah. And so mid move, you can watch this the entire day. And
hmm
mid move, you're gonna have that two-way trade where you got orders taken in on the bid, orders taken in on the dom. We're moving in one direction, but your time in sales is showing you that those market orders are pressing in that direction because
hmm
that's what moves the price. Um, it's when we come into it's when we come into that zone of interest, that's where you're looking at for that quiet. Like, picture this. I grew up archery hunting, but I grew up in a different area of the world, area of the states than you did.
hmm
Um, and so with like whitetail,
hmm
okay? So you're standing up there and you hear noise coming in. You hear noise coming in. Pause. Noise coming in, pause. Noise coming in, pause. And then once you send your arrow, okay, then everything erupts. Everybody runs. Something occurs, right? And so that pause, come into position, pause, come into position, pause, you're going to see the offer reset, so forth, is similar to assessing the bid, assessing coming into a feeding zone, right?
hmm
Assessing that area and looking around, assessing that area, looking around, assessing that area. And if nobody's shooting an arrow at them, then they're going to push. But once you do, then that mid leg, there's nothing you do, right?
hmm
So it's gaining that characteristic before that movement occurs. Before that movement occurs, and you don't have to be perfect, because if you can at least see that occur, then upon a retest, then look for the same scenario show up and get back in.
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
And so with the like the replay requests and stuff like that, just know I'll do them as quickly as possible. Is Aaron on? Okay. I have it. I have it recorded. I have no clue what the hell happened there. You know what I'm talking about. Globex 100 point sell. The book just went blank. I mean, I'll put the recording out and give some piece on some of the rebid and reoffer aspect of it, but it just like a shot, boom, everything removed from the DOM. I mean, naturally in Globex, especially with any type of news event or anything like that, that can occur. But I'm not going to stand here and say, "Hey, this is what you should have seen," if I don't quite understand that completely. And so I hope you understand that that I'm not going to be, there's no smoke and mirrors from my end. If it was too fast and not able to interact with, then you'll get that response. I assume that Aaron, that you were want to place a request. Maybe not. You might have more than one Aaron. Anyway, we'll get the EOD recap up and stuff like that. Is there anybody else who wants to dive into anything?
Joe, before you go,
Yeah.
this current low that we're at where Leo took his long,
Uh-huh.
um, how would you read this in a volume profile, and how would you gauge access to that trade?
Was he long? ES or NQ?
NQ around
NQ.
380s. Yeah.
Okay. So we got 380s right here. So previous day high. I wouldn't want any activity inside of the IB low, which is 67 here. Simply because with the volume profile, we have a linear 45-degree build. And even though we see this dominator that produced up and push up and out, we're having a tough time at the weekly open, G line. Okay. And so if you're going to long this, then what I would like to see along this would be give me a push and build me a node like this. Give me a very swift node like this where we go boop, 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 and then this is your entry. You also have 40 minutes to the end of RTH, and it's okay to let that go. You have a liquidity zone forming right here. I don't know if you can see, it's pretty faint in the background. And so sellers are pulling out the pitchforks. But this is what I would look for if I'm going to long something off of this.
Awesome.
All right, guys. I do appreciate everybody stepping on. I'll get the EOD recap out. If you have any issues or further needs, Alex, let me know how you're doing with the DOM. If you want me to help you set that up, I'm glad to do so.
Yeah, I think I got it
Okay,
working
cool.
good. It's I've been using InvestRT for many years, and I love that platform. But it has a lot of features that it doesn't have. So including Dom. So that's kind of I'm trying to play with Sierra.
Yeah, Sierra, I think, is very, very customizable. And so that's
Yeah, and
actually
cheaper.
been and cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you get the ability to really just like do whatever you want with it. And then Leo goes behind the scenes and beats their ear and has them make their own changes, you know. So I don't even know how he does that. It's just kind of its own magic itself. But yeah, he did that with Motive as well for anybody in Motive. You know, he had them change some of the DOM stuff and reads and calculations. But let me know if you guys need anything. And don't ever hesitate to reach out with a DM or if you have requests for a replay or so forth, shoot it into the mix. I'll take a look at the timestamp and so forth. And if it's something that, you know, we need to harp on, yeah, let's do it. I appreciate that. You know, clearly we're not all sitting around here 24/7 looking at everything, but somebody's eyes on. And so if you see something, let me know. Let's dive into it.
Hey,
Cheers,
thanks,
Joe.
Joe.
All right, guys.
Appreciate it.
Yep. Have a wonderful night.